Yeah, we got lots to say.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Matt Castle, who celebrated his 19th wedding anniversary.
Thank you. Yes, it's good to be back, but it was so amazing to get away for a few days. I'm not going to lie.
No kids, right?
No kids. I told you on our 10th anniversary with no coverage, 4 kids and a pregnant wife was not the most romantic. This was definitely romantic. It was wonderful to get away for a few days and be adults, and good food. We went on hikes, one of the most strenuous hikes I've ever been on in my life. I know how to read a map, but we were up there for about 2 hours and 30 minutes, and I don't think I read the map very well because I didn't realize there was a V on the sections that were very strenuous. And I'm not kidding you. We basically scaled a mountain down. We could have rappelled. It could have been like Bear Grylls.
We went to the same place and got lost once, and we kept coming to this. There's it may have been a different trail, but there was like a center where there were maps.
Right.
Somewhere in the mountain. And we kept coming to that place, but it was the exact same place. We kept getting wrapped around. We were like, oh, there's another map. And it was the same one we had just been at. They also gave us walkie-talkies at this place, and then we didn't take the walkie-talkies.
We didn't take the walkie-talkies.
I know.
They told us, my wife's like, is this a bad idea not to take the walkie? I was like, babe, I've been hunting up in Montana.
Oh, dude, I got you.
I got you.
Yeah,
I had the map. No idea where we were. She kept saying, where's the trailhead? Do you see paint on the trees? I was like, I'm really hoping I'm going the right way, but I can't convincingly tell you that I'm going to get you home right now.
I have... Because of your anniversary, your 19th wedding anniversary, let's look back at sports and pop culture from 2007, the year you got married.
2007, here we go.
The number one movie was Spider-Man 3. Now, the thing about the Spider-Man movies, that's got to be the Tobey Maguire version, right? Because
It's got to be.
Multiple Spider-Mans at this point, and they're all like small, twerpy white guys.
Yeah.
But I think that was probably our Spider-Man.
Right, and Tobey worked out for that role. There's no doubt about it.
Number one pop song, Beyonce's Irreplaceable. Can you sing it?
You're irreplaceable.
Isn't that to the left, to the left, to the left? That's that song, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The number one rap song, Soulja Boy, Crank That.
Oh, Crank That. Dude, I used to crank that.
You're doing it.
Oh, yeah, I did. I
For
used to
those that are
crank that.
just listening, he was doing the Soulja Boy. Yes.
Yeah, I'm a big old school hip hop. Don't kid yourself.
The iPhone debuts, was priced at $500 for a 4 gig model, $600 for an 8 gig model. The number one TV show was American Idol.
Hey, were you on that?
In 07, no, I wasn't.
No, shoot.
No.
No, I thought you were a contestant.
The NBA MVP. Can you just reach out of nowhere and grab that 2007 MVP?
Kobe Bryant.
Dirk Nowitzki.
Yep, I knew that.
The Mavericks did not win the championship that year, though. Who did?
Kobe Bryant. No,
The
no, it
Spurs.
was the
Spurs, yeah. Jimmy Rollins wins MVP in baseball. And in football...
Tom Brady.
Okay.
Was the MVP.
And...
The Giants won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was the
Yeah,
undefeated
they did,
year.
right? They were really good.
Until
we weren't. Yeah, thanks. You love that to just
I
go
don't-
like,
I don't
Castle,
love
you
it.
won a Super Bowl, right? No. Didn't. I was the one.
Initially, when I Googled, did Castle ever win a Super Bowl? It said yes, and I showed you where it said that. So I thought you just won a Super Bowl.
No, I mean, like I said, I was the only backup in the history of the New England Patriot run from the 2000s to the 2020s. Did not be part of a Super Bowl team.
But there is a positive to that.
There is.
Reason that you didn't continue longer as backup is because you got a starting job somewhere else, and that's where you went and made your money.
It's all perspective.
No, that's not perspective. That's the real,
That is
the reality
true.
of
That
it.
is the reality of it.
Would you have rather been a backup and won a championship with?
No.
Exactly.
No.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, thank
if
you.
I have to tell you this, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm proud of you too.
For the man you've become and the man you were and the man you are. Yeah. Happy 19th anniversary, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
I got a couple things. I did see, I was looking at Fernando Mendoza, and he's going to go to the combine, but he's not going to throw. And his whole thing was he's going to throw to his own guys during pro day.
Right.
You didn't go to the combine.
Did not go to the combine.
Was it because you weren't invited?
That's pretty fair to say, yeah. Normally they invite people that have had quite a few starts or some experience. Me, on the other hand, no, I did not go to the combine. Was not invited.
So, but your pro day was interesting because you had a pro day, but with a lot of other people, right?
Right. So it's all the collective athletes at your school at the time that are coming out to the pros, and we just happen to be absolutely loaded, right? We're coming off of 2 national championships. And so every scout, comes to your pro day, especially a high-profile school like USC at the time. And I just knew I was going to get a chance to go out there and perform and show my skill set. So that's really what was kind of a make or break day for me, to go out and perform well and run all the drills and then be able to throw at the end. And that's what sparked interest. That's when all the scouts came up to me after and surrounded me and like, tell us your story. Why didn't you play this, that, and the other? I was like, it's pretty obvious. There's a guy, Carson Palmer, did pretty well. He's the number 1 draft pick. This other guy, Matt Leinart, had a pretty good year. He won the Heisman Trophy as well. And I kind of got stuck in between, and it just so happened I competed my ass off. But they decided a week before season that they were going to go with Leinart. So, but it sparked interest and got me some private workouts and all that stuff. But I think that's the smart play for any quarterback that's come out that's already established and has achieved what Fernando Mendoza has, to go out there and throw to your guys in a very comfortable environment, because he's not the play speaks for itself. Now he's just going out there and throwing in shorts and showing everybody that he's got a cannon for an arm.
Yeah, and he wants to highlight his guys, he said.
Right, because Elijah Stewart's coming out, and they've got Omar Cooper. Yeah, Omar Cooper's coming out as well. So he's got 2 guys that are coming out in the draft as well, that guys are going to want to look at those guys. So I think it's a good decision.
Who was at your pro day? Because you guys were loaded, but who also was showing off?
Who was out? Kerry Colbert. We had Lofa Tatupu. We had Daryl Patterson. We had Sean Cody. These guys were all first and second round picks. We had Ryan Khalil was coming out. Sam Baker, left tackle. We had a ton of guys coming out that year that were all high draft picks.
Whenever there are that many guys, does everybody do it at a specific time so all scouts can watch every single person, or is it all happening at once and people have to go around and like pick and choose?
They kind of pick and choose, because the defensive linemen are going to go do defensive lineman drills. They're going to have one coach come out and run the drills, and Coach Ogeron was running the drills for the defensive linemen, but they want to look at their get-off. They want to see their transitions and their agility ability. They work their hands a little bit. Then you've got the DB drills are much different, right? They're going to see how they transition out of their back pedal and do all these different types of agility drills and watch how they catch the ball. Are they one of those that go up and catch the ball with their hands? Or they catch the ball on their chest? They're evaluating all those movement patterns for each group. And then for the quarterbacks, wide receivers, we get together and go through what we call the route tree, right? You'll start with a slant, you'll start with a hitch, and then it gets to comebacks. And there'll usually be a quarterback coach there that'll run you through drills. So you'll have some movement patterns. It won't just be 5-step with a hitch, 5-step in rhythm. It'll be all these different types of throws that you might see in a normal game.
But you would do them not at the same time.
Not at the same time.
Everybody has a chance to see everybody.
Everybody has a chance to see everybody. And if you're more focused on the defensive line group, because we are loaded at the defensive line group, then a lot of those guys would kind of go and evaluate over there, and there might be another drill going on. We actually happened to be the last position group to go, and I was like, no, wait, I see some of these coaches starting to leave because they probably didn't have me or some of our wide receivers on their radar at that time. And so you're hoping that you spark enough interest, but they're also not just coaches, GMs, people like that. There's scouts. So those scouts primarily are there to look at everything holistically and give their evaluations.
How many guys there or after that told you, hey, we may draft you?
Well, it was interesting because I had 4 or 5 private workouts after that.
Who else?
It was the Bengals, it was San Diego, it was Oakland, it was one other team.
And do you go there?
No, they came to me at USC. So we would go in, and that was always an interesting part of the process is you'd go in and you'd sit in a room like this, and they want to get to know you. You talk a little bit about your story, and then they want to put on film and see what you know, what you retain, how you call a play, and can you tell me why you're working a certain route concept here versus here. And so you sit down and they kind of get to know you in the film study room, and formationally they want you to call out formations. Why are you doing this? What was this motion called? So they're going to try to test you in that way. And then you go out on the field and they'll run you through a rigorous workout. It's usually about 35, 45 minutes of all different types of throws. They want you to go through cadence, and they might even tell you a play that how they call it for their offensive unit. And they want you to be able to recite that play as if you're in a huddle and get to line of scrimmage and then run the route concept that they want to run.
Could you tell which coaches or which teams were a little more on it based on what they wanted from you?
A little bit, but it was pretty detail oriented with every coach because they sent their quarterback coach out, and that quarterback coach knew exactly what they were looking for and the type of offense. Some of it was more movement patterns like boots and sprint outs and stuff like that. Some of it was more play action, deep down the field, deep in cuts, deep comeback routes, stuff like that. So every team was a little bit different in that way. The one team that did not come and work me out was the New England Patriots. And so before the draft, before the third day of the draft back then, I started getting phone calls. And a lot of these teams wanted me to come in as a free agent, said, hey, look, you're definitely on our radar if we don't draft you late. Now, if you don't draft me late, I get that. And I was planning on going somewhere and to my picking as a free agent.
Did you have an idea where you wanted to go?
Probably San Diego.
Yeah.
Probably San Diego. I mean, it's close. It's right down the road, right? And so at that point, going into that last day, my agent asked me to come down to his office because he said it's going to happen quick. You're going to field calls and we're going to make a decision, and then because they'll fill that slot. So I went down, and then all of a sudden we got a call from, actually it was in the morning that day. Scott Pioli called me and said, hey, I want to let you know we're really interested in you. We have a late 7th round draft pick. If we take you, if we take a quarterback, we're going to take you. If not, we want you to consider coming to New England. And they weren't even on my radar at that point, but then they made the phone call, and Belichick called and said, hey, we're going to take you next in the NFL draft, and said it in that voice. And I thought he was kidding. And I was like, are you messing with me? Who is this?
How did Pioli know?
I have no idea. There was a scout at my pro day, Matt Russell, who I got to know really well when I was back in New England, and he was the one that went and stood on the table for me and vouched for me, and I'll be forever grateful to him because he's one of those area scouts that was there, like I said, watching the pro day and evaluating talent, and he said, hey, we've got to check this guy out. And then I sent out film of spring ball. I sent out film of the 32 passes I had in college. I was sending them whatever I had to send them because I didn't have a lot of film.
Wow. I have your numbers from your pro day.
Oh, gosh. I didn't run as well as I thought I was going to run.
What did you think you'd run?
I thought I was going to be a 4.7 guy, low 4.7 guy.
Do you remember what you ran?
4.8.
Yeah, 4.88.
Yeah, that was terrible. It's like lineman speed.
Now it's lineman speed. I don't think then it was just mildly.
No, I had some boosties, dude. I could go.
I believe you.
I ran away from people.
But 4.8 then was a little faster than it is now.
Not when you saw Carson Palmer 2 years before you run like a 4.5.
He did?
Yeah, he was a big dude too. 6'5", 230, scooting down the track.
Your vertical was 34 inches?
Yeah, pretty good.
Could you dunk?
No, I never have been able to dunk. I never really tried a lot.
At your size?
Maybe I could dunk every now and then. 34 is pretty good though for 6'4". I think. What does that put me at? Does that put me above 10 feet?
Yeah. It
Do
should.
the math. Do the math.
And with your arms.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I could dunk a basketball.
But you never have.
Huh? No, I never will. I never was a jumper. I never had to jump. My position was keep your footing, stay solid on the ground, keep a good foundation, a good base, and rip it.
You and Fitzpatrick, basically, same speed.
Really? Mm. That makes me feel better.
Would you have thought he was faster or slower than you?
He's shorter than I am. Stockier, maybe a little bit faster. Yeah.
All right. I just want to start
my
with
three cone. What about my 3 cone?
But I don't know. I have all that, but I don't know how to evaluate
my shuttles.
that. Okay.
My shuttle,
your
my 3
broad
cone
jump
were
was
outstanding.
115 inches.
Yeah, dude, that's outstanding.
I don't know if it is or not.
Oh, dude, that's like
you tell
Superman.
me if I should
It's
respect
like Spider-Man.
Okay.
We talked about Spider-Man earlier. That's basically me sending out my web.
A 3-cone drill. What's a good number?
I don't know. Whatever I had was fast.
It's good, yeah. 7.2.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
3-cone drill. Yeah, I didn't bring that up because I don't know how to judge that.
Honestly, I don't either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I knew I felt like I was moving around those cones pretty well.
All right, so I wanted to just start with your anniversary and pro day in Mendoza. So I'm over to you now. What do you got?
What do I got? Did you watch the Olympics? At least tell me you watched the hockey game.
I woke up and watched the hockey.
Did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah.
It was epic, was it not?
Yeah, I'm not a hockey guy, but I'm an America guy.
I'm a big America guy, and there was not a better way to celebrate the ending of the Olympics than when the U.S. hockey team won against their arch rival, Canada. And then just the celebration, the pure joy in those dudes' faces. They look like badasses, don't they? All of them?
I think anytime you're missing teeth and smiling, that's what makes you look awesome.
Yeah.
If you're missing teeth and crying, aw. Yeah. If you're missing teeth, or if you're smiling with all your teeth, you're just happy.
Yeah.
But if you're missing teeth and you're smiling,
Yeah.
there's something special about you.
And you lost teeth during the game.
Yeah, I took a high stick.
Dude took the high stick, and the other guy took a high stick and chipped his teeth out. But how defeated did Canada look?
I had a problem with, just generally speaking, how long they made them stay on the ice.
Yes.
After. They could have let them go back to the locker room because they had to stay out there for 28 minutes.
And just watch the joyous celebration of the Americans who just beat them. And then they also gave them that little doll, which
The
they
little
probably,
stuffy.
And nobody made a face about it either. What was the stuffy? I kind of I'm interested to know the significance of the stuffy.
They gave it to every person on the medal stand for the entire Olympics, and the people that won the first place was always a little happier. The people that weren't, they didn't much care for the stuffy. So yeah, I think that was just something they did. It was weird. They should have given it with the medal.
Especially hockey guys. Like you're sitting there giving, maybe you give it to your daughter or something like that, but it was just an interesting memento to walk away with.
I didn't feel like they needed to go back down the line a second time and do a second diploma handshake to give a stuffy.
Right. That's
They
what
could
I'm
have
saying.
given them the medal and then hand them the stuffy and then shake a hand.
Yeah.
What did your kids call stuffed animals?
We've got everything from Pink Bunny, like literally named Pink Bunny since she was a little kid that she calls. Well, that's actually my son was handed down one, called it Pink Bunny, Blue Bunny. We had Piggy. And then some of my kids don't care less about stuffies.
Is that generic term? Was it stuffy with your kids? Or stuffed animal? Or?
Stuffed animal, stuffy.
Kevin, what about you guys?
Yeah, stuffed animal. But
So, but would you say, here's your stuffed animal?
No, we called it Lovey back in the day.
All things. Like this isn't
All
all.
things?
All
Yeah.
stuffed are called what?
yeah, stuffed animal.
Yeah, I'd say.
No matter what, here's your dinosaur stuffed animal or your bear, but it's all stuffed animal.
Yeah.
Feels like too many syllables.
Yeah.
I have nieces, and
What do they go with?
their parents call them stuffies. Like,
Yeah.
get your stuffy.
Yeah. You just take out the
Kevin's
stuffed
like,
animal.
get your stuffed animal at approximately 6.2 ounces.
Get your dinosaur stuffed animal.
Get you.
Go play with that.
I did watch the John Elway documentary on Netflix.
I haven't seen that.
So my wife's pregnant, and so she was just down and out. So I was just searching for shows, and also I'm not traveling at all because of her being pregnant, and I'm just bobbing through Netflix. And it's so hard to find something to watch when you have no idea what you want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's way harder now than it used to be whenever you would just flip the channels because you knew that thing would like peter out at like 86 and then start over. So you knew as you were getting to the end, well, I'm about to start over, so I got to make a decision. There is no end on streaming platforms.
Oh, no.
Because you can go
just
for
keep
all
going.
Netflix, or all Amazon, all Paramount
Right.
Plus. So I made a commitment to get on Netflix and find something, and I was going to find something in sports on Netflix. And I said I was going to watch the 49ers docu-series or the Elway documentary. And so I decided on the Elway documentary, and I thought it was pretty good. I had forgotten he lost 3 Super Bowls before he ever won one.
Oh, yeah.
3.
3.
And that when he went to his 4th, his mom was like, are we sure we want to go back? Because he had been through 3 losses, including back-to-backs.
Yeah. He was trending toward Buffalo Bills, Jim Kelly. Like he was trending that way until the very end of his career.
And then he hit 2,
Hit 2 back to back.
and then he retired. I thought it was pretty good. It does not seem like he's a good guy, though.
Really?
Because the documentary definitely didn't make him look like a bad guy, but they did not make him look like a good guy.
Was it because of the controversy when he was coming out and he didn't want to be drafted by, was it the Colts?
You know, not really. Yeah, it was Baltimore.
Right.
Not really. That part was kind of understandable because they were talking about, and I didn't know this, and you may look this up, Kevin, but how the owner of the Baltimore Colts had been some controversy because I think he fired a coordinator and started calling plays himself from the sideline. Like
That's badass.
Yeah, like he was just like crazy, and so nobody wanted to play
Right.
for that organization.
Yeah.
So Elway, number 1 draft pick, is picked by the Colts. Elway goes to the press conference, and I felt like he was pretty well spoken for a 20-year-old. And he said, "Hey, we told them before not to draft me.
Right.
That I didn't want to play for them. I didn't want it to come to this, but now we have some decisions to make. The Yankees also drafted
Right.
him.
The Yankees.
So in the end, he gets traded to the Broncos. They really didn't make him look like a jerk there. It was just his family didn't do him any favors either because they'd be like, if we lost, we just wouldn't go around Dad at all. The house was so hard to be in. And then it would be like, yeah, Dad wasn't here much. He was more football than family. It was just saying all this stuff.
Really?
And it just kind of all piled in. And I was like, John Elway, not a good dude.
This is overwhelming for me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Athlete, A+ athlete.
A+.
Like one of the greatest ever.
Ever.
And-
like absolute cannon for an arm.
What do you see over there, Kevin?
Yeah, Robert Ursay. He made a bunch of different decisions, including benching players, calling plays, firing all the assistants one year himself,
That's amazing.
Wow.
and even credited himself for calling a play on a touchdown pass once.
Hey, he credited himself. Hey, that would be pretty cool though. If you're the owner and you're like, dude, I'm calling this play. Run this.
If I were the owner, I would just hire me to call the plays.
And that's what his granddaughter is the one that sits on the sideline
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
right?
And she wants to
She's-
listen in with a notepad.
Yes.
She listens in to the plays.
She keeps the headset on the whole time. You've
No
seen
way.
that.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
And while they're winning, it's really cool. While they were winning last year, I was like, wow, look how dialed in she is. And then when they started losing,
Then you're questioning.
then it was like, why is she doing
why?
this?
Why are we doing this? Do you understand what's being taught? Are you in the meetings? Do you see the intricacies of the game and why he's checking this play? No, you don't. You're just hearing random words in your ear. Who's fighting?
I thought the documentary was pretty good.
You know what show I've been watching on Netflix? Have you ever seen the show Alone? They literally take
Yeah.
these people
Oh, yeah,
100-something
yeah.
miles past the Arctic Circle.
It's like a survival type show.
Right. Do you think you could actually survive out there? I mean, there's grizzlies, there's moose, and I'm not saying that, but these people are gnarly. The shelters that they make, the skill set that they have, and it's fascinating to me and makes me feel like such a less human that I don't know how to do anything that they know how to do.
These people are crazy, and they're crazy, and they have such a skill set. It is an odd combination.
Unbelievable.
That they can go. I worked with the producers of that show
Really?
because on my show, because I moved to South America for a month and a half to go and do a show in the jungle on Peacock.
So badass.
And some of those producers worked on Alone and Naked and Afraid. All those they shared because that's a similar type show. And they would talk about how those people were just insane. Like you had to be insane to even want to do it, to agree to do it.
Right.
And then you had to be like insanely good and wildly smart to also exist on a show like that.
To actually survive it. And the one thing about Alone is they truly are in the middle of a wilderness. At least in Naked and Afraid, you've got somebody there that you can kind of compete with and do that. Alone, you are by yourself, and the demons, you can see it just after a while when they're malnutritioned and all that stuff, they start to get emotional, and these people aren't emotional. They are backcountry woodsmen. These women are just as strong as the men. It is wild.
Not the same. So no, I don't think I would survive in the situations they're put in.
Yeah.
So no, my answer is no, I would die. I'd die sad and I'd
would
die
die.
crying.
I definitely would make sure that I had that radio that they said, look, if you want to tap out, push it.
When I did Bear Grylls the first time, we went to Norway. And so
Was it cold?
it's freezing cold. And it was raining. It was raining the whole time. It wasn't snowing. It was freezing cold and raining. So we were constantly wet. And it's a 2-day deal. And my flight was delayed like 14 hours at different places. So as soon as I landed, I didn't get to sleep. We went right into action. So I'm exhausted when I land. We start. I am like crevicing, however the word, and Bear joins me in the middle. That's how it is. Bear like comes in on a helicopter. And so just hit the ground running. And so we're climbing these mountains, going down on ropes, all these things. And there's this water we have to go across. And I'm thinking we're going to make a boat or something. And no, we're going to wade through it. But again,
You're
it's
freezing.
freezing.
Dude, that would be brutal.
And I'm thinking this sucks. And so we're wading through it. And he's like, hey, we have to find food. So it could be any kinds of animals.
Anything.
Yes, we're looking for, or
Or
plant
something
life.
that's dead.
Yes, anything. And so he's like, if you see anything, it counts. We just want to have it on camera. And so we're going through and I see some animal, his carcass floating.
Oh.
And I'm like, there's something. And so we go over to it and flip it over. And it's on the top, because it had been exposed to air, it was a dead sheep. And the whole top part had been rotted. And you see this on the episode.
Yeah.
But because the bottom part was under the water, it was preserved.
So you cut out the meat from
So
underneath.
we pulled it to the side. And this is where my skills come through. I grew up in Arkansas. I can clean an animal.
Let's go.
Still
That's
pretty
right.
good. It's been a while. So, but it's still, I would still give me probably a B- after having not done it. And to Bear, all he knows is I'm like the nerdy guy who is funny.
Yeah, never been out in the wilderness. Just
And he's like, what we're going to do here with this sheep, Bobby, what we're going to do here with this sheep is we're going to clean it. I was like, oh, I'm pretty familiar. And I know where to go. And he's like, oh, crikey. He's not Australia.
I was gonna say that's why I was laughing.
He was so shocked at the fact that I knew how to clean this animal.
Crikey.
I wouldn't have, because so much was rotted. I wouldn't have thought the bottom half is preserved.
Yeah.
The top half is rotted.
Right.
So I wouldn't have thought that. But once he said, hey, that's fine, then I totally cleaned the bottom half, like 70% of it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get too close to the rotted meat, but that's all we had to eat. And that's
In 2
literally
days?
in
So did you cook it?
40 hours.
You cooked it.
We cooked it. And it wasn't great because there was no seasoning or anything.
But it was just enough.
So hungry.
So hungry.
When I tell you that show is exactly what it is, for 48 hours, it's exactly what it is for 48 hours.
I like that though.
So that was the food that we ate.
Yeah.
And then we cooked extra and just kept it in our pocket.
I love it. Beef jerky.
There is a scene on the very end. If you go to Disney Plus, all this is up. So the first one that I did in Norway, because I did 2 episodes, at the very end, we're standing on this thing and they bring a helicopter in to get you.
Mm-hmm.
We have to stand on the side of the helicopter as it goes and like flips around a mountain. We're standing holding on to the side
Let's
of it.
get the shot.
It was crazy.
Are you buckled in at least?
We're clipped
You're
in.
clipped in.
But I could still have let go
Yeah.
or fallen off and I would have just been dangling by a clip.
That would have been kind of cool.
No.
Yeah,
it was
if
not
you would have
cool.
sold that for the television, like, dude, you falling at the end, just like hanging off and eating beef jerky out of your
It
pocket
was
from
not
a sheep.
cool. I hated
I
it.
think it would have been awesome.
And I was like, I'm never doing this again. They called me like, we do another episode?
You're like, absolutely.
And I was like, I don't think so. I don't have anything else to do, anything else to say. And they were like, well, we'd love for you because I was about to launch a show on Nat Geo. And they're like, it'd be great for you to launch your show. And my wife was in a good place. And she was my fiance then. And I said, they want you to do it with me. And she's extremely athletic, but she doesn't want to be on TV. And luckily she had been to her therapist and her therapist was like, if you're going to like suffer like the negative things from his career and the people, you should also get to take advantage of some of the fun stuff. I just happened to catch her on a good day.
Oh, she did it.
She did it. Our second episode is me and my wife
That's cool.
in like the Sierra Nevada mountains.
Was that easier, obviously, than the other one? I'm thinking
It
just
was
because weather
different.
conditions
It was
and all that
different.
stuff.
We were on much higher. I don't like high things.
Yeah.
I don't like. We did a lot more high things on that one.
Yeah.
That in Norway was water and cold and animals, and this was just coming off the sides of high cliffs. As soon as we land, this bear comes in on a paraglider, and then a helicopter comes in, and bear just clips us. You know how you get on the rope,
Right.
the ladder.
Yep.
He says, "Hold on to the ladder." Clipped us one clip to the ladder, and we're flying over the mountains, just hanging off the ladder.
Dude, they do some gnarly stunts.
You don't know, and they don't tell you what you're going to do because
and
you'll
you have
not
to
do
sign
it.
away your life, I'm guessing. Like if you die, has anybody really been hurt on those things?
No, I think they're safe because, and I'm going to say this, and I understand how ridiculous it is when I say it, okay? It's a celebrity show.
Right.
So for the most part, finger quote, celebrities aren't going to agree to do something where it looks like they might die.
Well, they're going to die.
Yeah, so I was the very bottom of the barrel celebrity. I get it, but I was still considered the celebrity. So
Stop throwing
no,
shade
I
on
know,
yourself, bro.
I know.
Next episode, you're going to fight Komodo dragons.
No, next episode was Celebrity Wheel of Fortune.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Spelling
I
bee.
suck at
You're
I
like,
suck at
damn,
Wheel of Fortune.
you still have nightmares about when you're in 3rd grade and you had to go up and spell something and go,
How am I at spelling?
Huh?
I was good at spelling.
Oh, well, then you'll be fine at Wheel of Fortune.
Bad.
Bad? Always?
Bad.
Are you good at crosswords?
I don't think I've done enough.
Yeah, I mean, crosswords throw me for a loop. When they ask those questions and you're supposed to know how to answer, I'm like, I have no idea where they're going with this.
Good Jeopardy player. I was Quiz Bowl captain from 7th grade.
I could see you being a good Jeopardy player.
What are you saying?
Nerd.
Yeah, exactly. Like in
Well, you
seventh-
looked at me like that, so.
I'm glad you said it.
Yeah.
In 7th grade, I was captain of our 12th grade team. And so I was captain.
In 7th grade?
Oh, yeah. I was the prodigy for like 3 years
Yeah,
because I'd be by far the youngest and dominating seniors.
dominating.
Low 7. And then as I got older, I just started to be somebody who was good because I wasn't always so much younger than everybody else. But yeah, that was kind of where I got my credit in school because I was kind of beat up a little bit. I got to be an okay athlete like around 11th grade, my junior year. Not a good athlete, but okay athlete that I was good for my team. But I really thrived at Quiz Bowl.
Was it a gifted school for the like a magnet school?
No, I went to a terrible school, dude. I went to the worst school.
Like half the kids were illiterate.
I went to the
I don't even know what that means. Shit,
I went
Bobby.
to a bad. You did an impression of everybody from Arkansas now, and you know what? Don't
Well, it's
appreciate
better
that.
than Australia in English. They do sound very familiar.
At least those accents are kind of the same.
Is there nothing better though than an accent? I mean, if I could speak in an English accent, I would be 30 times sexier.
3 best accents. Go.
Ooh,
Number 1.
Australian is definitely up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go British at 1.
British.
We'll do a draft, so you can't take British now. I got.
Okay, then I'll go Australian.
Okay, let's start over. Number 1, first overall pick you take.
Australian.
Okay, I'll take British.
And then I can't pick another one.
You can't pick one of the 2 that we picked.
Okay, French. It's just kind of.
I feel like it's stinky.
Yeah, stinky cheese.
I feel like
you
French
want
is-
my stinky
Okay,
cheese.
okay, okay. I'm gonna go with. This is not gonna be a popular pick.
Let's hear it.
German.
Germans.
German.
German speaking English?
The accent.
Yeah.
All I want to do, and this isn't even right, it's Russian. If you die, you die. That's all
was
mine
gonna
get
say.
mixed up. But I'm gonna go. I like the German accent second.
Of all your talents, your accents suck.
Yeah,
dude.
accents are bad.
You're way off.
And then, what's your third accent?
Oh. I think a good country, just like deep rooted.
You were just doing me as that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like it.
Now you're.
I think it adds a little something to it.
Okay.
You know, just not just a normal, but I mean, Russian. I don't think I would go with Russian or Middle Eastern. You know, sometimes I don't know if I'd do that either.
I like a good island, like Jamaican accent.
Ooh, good call on that.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go. I like that for you.
That seems friendly.
That does seem very friendly.
Jamaican seems friendly.
Can you try one?
Hey, man, I just hear, man, doing
Yes.
lots to
That's-
say, man.
that's your best
All I do
one.
is say, man. I don't even do anything other than say, man, after everything.
Yeah, I like it.
I was at rehabilitation for my ankle. I'm still going through that process where I had surgery on my ankle.
You're pretty deep into that.
Yeah, I think I'm getting close to being done.
Yeah.
I'm not running on it still, but have you done the anti-gravity treadmill ever?
It's awesome.
Dude, it's a game changer
But
for
it
ankle or
definitely
knee
gives
injury.
you the worst camel toe ever.
Because it
It's
yeah,
the
right
air
up in your
just,
balls.
just
So you get
very
into this
uncomfortable.
thing, you step into 2 holes and you pull it up around you kind of like a skirt. And then you zip yourself in and then it blows air to fill it up. And so it almost lifts you up off the ground.
Yeah.
And then you do your percentage. And so I ran on 70% yesterday for 15 minutes.
Oh, dude.
Big-
Oh, you're getting after it.
Yeah, big growth
Were
for me.
you blowing? Just
Yeah,
tired
because
as hell?
my cardio's bad because I haven't been able to do anything.
You're like, can I walk it out on an incline for 15 minutes? No,
Well,
they want you to run?
I was trying to watch my phone while doing it, and I knocked it down into the treadmill too. It's like down
The
to
worst.
the middle of it. Yeah, but I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm almost.
So pickleball's coming. It's right around the corner. Spring's coming. You're going to be on the pickleball court again, just dominating,
I got a
talking
little PTSD about that.
talking
though.
smack to people that try to write you.
I know. I got a little PTSD about playing pickleball. My wife thinks I'll get back at it, but I'm like, man, it set me back 5 months.
Oh, you did it while playing pickleball?
A tournament.
I didn't know that.
Just playing in a tournament.
Did you finish the tournament?
Yeah, finished third.
Gangster.
I did it like the second game, played the whole tournament, finished third, lost the semifinals, and then won the
The grudge match for third?
yeah, whatever. What is that called? Like the because
Losers bracket.
I
It's
saw
called
in
the losers bracket.
Olympics too. They were playing for third place. There's a name for that game, but yeah, I won that game.
So you played for bronze, but you won the bronze.
I won the bronze.
Did you have it like wrapped up?
I didn't want to acknowledge it. Killed me, but I didn't want to acknowledge it or show anyone else that I was hurting. So I did not wrap it up.
Oh, dude.
I just
Consolation?
That's it. The consolation game. Yeah. So I lost in the semis to the eventual champion, and then won the consolation game. It's my proudest
consolation game.
It's my proudest third place medal ever
Yeah, it's awesome, especially on a hurt ankle.
on a hurt ankle.
Yeah. How about my buddies that was skiing last week? He's literally standing at the bottom of the hill on his skis waiting for his family, and a 14-year-old snowboarder runs into the back of him, tears his knee apart. MCL, PCL, ACL. I was like, what day of the trip? Literally their first full day skiing.
Was he in like the skiing avenue? I don't know what you call ski.
I have no idea where he was, but I guess he was off to the side, close to the lifts down at the bottom.
Yeah.
And he was probably turned around, probably checking his phone or something like that, waiting for his family. And a 14-year-old snowboarder came in behind, rolls him up.
That sucks.
And then the best part about it, he says, she got up and took off.
Oh,
Didn't wait, didn't say anything, and just left. I was like, that's pretty good right there.
That sucks.
I feel bad for him. That's a long recovery.
All right, what else you got over there?
What else do I
Take
have?
us somewhere good.
Oh, gosh. I mean, I'm looking at some of these free agents coming up because March 11th we got free agents, and I would have to say, when you look at it, I mean, I don't know whether or not we talked a little bit last time about George Pickens being franchised. If he goes to the free agency market, I think he's going to be highly valued. But Kenneth Walker III, do you even think that Seattle could potentially let him walk out of the building?
Yes.
You
They
do.
have Charbonnet.
They have Charbonnet, but Charbonnet's coming off an ACL injury.
Yeah, but he doesn't catch. He's not good in the back. Not Charbonnet, but Kenneth Walker. He's great, by the way. Dynamic. We saw him really play well whenever it was just his ball because him and Charbonnet split snaps a lot this year. I thought, and I think that because he doesn't really pose a threat out of the backfield receiving, that they could possibly let him go because just running backs, dime a dozen.
I don't know if he's a dime a dozen. He just was Super Bowl MVP. And also the fabric of who they are offensively, they want to run the rock. And he sets the tone for them. He was their leading rusher, touchdowns, yards, everything else. I don't think they let him walk.
I don't think they do now because he was Super Bowl MVP, but it was a weird Super Bowl. And it was a weird Super Bowl MVP where there really wasn't a player that was dominant. It was who can we find that actually was the most pretty good.
He was really good. He rushed for over 125 yards.
Did he score a touchdown?
Did he score a touchdown? He scored.
I don't think he scored a touchdown, did he?
You better find it, Kevin.
I'm finding.
Hurry up, bro.
I thought he was just the most pretty good. I
Yeah.
can be wrong.
No touchdowns, but 161 total yards.
Total yards.
Total.
Yeah.
161's a lot.
Yeah. He deserved the MVP, but because there wasn't a standout MVP.
Yeah, because Barner was the only one that scored a touchdown.
That's right.
But they can't let him go. You can't let your Super Bowl MVP
Okay,
go.
can't let him go. Mike Evans, what does Tampa Bay do? I think you got to bring him back. Like, you're not going to let him walk and go and be on another team
He's
at the end of
old,
his
though.
career.
Like,
He's
it
old,
depends
but
how
he's
much
still
money he wants.
super productive. Yeah, that's true.
So I think it's a contract situation.
It'll be a contract situation. Debo Samuel's another interesting one.
Debo Samuel's body's interesting.
His body is 100% interesting.
Like, he looks like a fat guy, but he does not play like a fat guy.
He looks like a running back that's a little bit overweight.
Yeah, he looks like James Harden when he wanted to get traded.
Yeah, but he's a hell of a football player.
Yeah, I love Debo. How old is Debo, though? He's got to be mid-30s at this point, right? Like, and he's not a running back.
No, he's not, but he's so versatile.
He's a hybrid.
30.
Right.
He's
He's
only
30.
30.
Oh.
Just turned 30 this year already.
I don't think I can sign him to a long-term deal, but he's also not running back 30 because he's a wide receiver.
Right.
It's a little.
And
If
plus,
you're a hybrid, I think that's 33. If you're a hybrid, that 30 is 33.
right. And in Kyle Shanahan's system that they ran in the 49ers when he shined so bright, it was because they utilized his skill set. Like, he wasn't just a wide receiver. They would put him in the backfield. They'd run the jet sweeps. They'd let him get the ball in his hand in space and do great things. So somebody's got to pick him up and give him an opportunity. Then you got the Tyreek Hill sweepstakes. So it sounds like they're going to release him. And another guy coming off a major injury. And also, how motivated are you to go out there and play? I'm guessing he is motivated because he wants to get back in the league and show everybody that he's healed. But he's another guy that's an interesting wide receiver that'll be out in the market this year.
His speed, at some point, though, has to start going backward.
Even if it does, he's still going to be from a 4.2 to a 4.3 to a 4.4.
But a 4.4 with that size is not a 4.2 because he's not a big wide receiver. Like, he was able to get by because he was so fast.
Right. But that's the question mark that everybody's going to say.
I don't want him on my team. He's a distraction. He's aging.
He's so good, though.
He's coming off. I don't want him on my team. Do you want Tyreek Hill on your team?
I mean, if he goes out and runs routes like that and wins off the line, I would love him to be on my team, and
That's
I'd put
ifs,
up with
though.
that.
That's
That's
ifs.
That's a big if.
Right
But
now, you're the GM.
I'm saying
Tyreek Hill says he'll come to your team for
it won't be the same money he was making, which was what, 30 a year?
25.
If you're a desperate team at the wide receiver position and you also have the ability to bring in a superstar wide receiver that might change the dynamics of that room and give your quarterback an opportunity to go out and perform better and your team offensively to be more explosive, somebody's going to take a chance.
What if you're the Raiders?
Oh, I've seen too many guys. Devontae Adams, like so many guys. Antonio Brown, they all have gone there. And the next thing you know, because of the character issues and because of the dysfunctional.
Oh, Vegas.
Yeah, it's Vegas.
But Miami's Vegas, though, right? That's the same.
It is,
Miami.
but that's why he had problems there. Even though he was successful and really productive, I think it was the same problem when you're disjointed in terms of your management and who's in charge and everything else. And you do have a new head coach, but it takes time to build chemistry as a new head coach with a new roster and all the different things going on. You have to have strong leadership on that team to bring somebody in like that who is headstrong and has a strong personality and has also have some off the field issues as well.
I think Tyreek to me is James Harden in the NBA. Like they can be extremely dynamic, but they can also be so distracting.
Yes, because of their personalities.
James Harden's been playing really well with Cleveland, by the way.
He's a really good basketball player.
He is.
I mean, and as much as people want to hate on him and the stuff
he doesn't
that he
win.
says,
He doesn't win the big ones.
He hasn't won the big one, but he is a hell of a basketball player.
Kevin, would you want Tyreek Hill on your team?
No. If there was no injury, then probably. But the injury also scares me. The age, all of that isn't worth it to me.
How about Tyreek in Kansas City?
See, I think that's an interesting call.
I feel like that's the only place he's going to really be successful again.
Because it's the only place he'll listen and respect?
Yes.
Yeah, well, Patrick Mahomes, the enemy, is back as their offensive coordinator who has dealt with him in the past and been able to suppress some of those things. And I'm sure he respects the hell out of Andy Reid. And sometimes when you go someplace like Miami that has some issues and then you come back to the organization that you left to go chase money, you have more of an appreciation for what you had before. That could be a great fit.
But if it doesn't work, then you just look like you're grabbing old guys with names to try to make it work.
Yeah, but you don't know if it's not going to work. He could come back and be that dude again.
It also depends on Rasheed Rice because he keeps getting in trouble too.
I know. They've had a lot.
But that's what I'm
off the
saying. Do you
field.
want to add another character problem when you already have character problems that we know of, not the ones that we don't even know about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it always goes back to the GM and the head coach. How can you manage this situation? Because that's the question that they have to answer. At the end of the day, you can bring in as many guys that are skilled and impressive athletes and great football players, but if it doesn't match the culture that you're trying to create and it's more of a distraction than it is a help on the field, because you can show up on Sunday and play. We know that. But it's all the rest of the stuff that happens throughout the week and whether or not you're going to be available because you did something stupid off the field that is going to directly impact your team. That's the question that it comes down to those guys making that final decision.
I'm going to go no on Tyreek.
No on Tyreek.
I'm going to go yes on Pickens. I hope he stays with the Cowboys because I think he is able to play with the Cowboys. Have a lot of veteran leadership there.
They do.
And there's somebody even crazier that's an even better wide receiver. So he's not even the best wide receiver on that team.
CeeDee Lamb is.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I hope Pickens stays with Dallas. They'll have to tag him.
I believe that they're going to have to tag him because he's going to. Every guy that has a year like he had is going to want to go out and test the free agency market to see if somebody will give him that 4-year, $20+ million deal and see if he can, get his bag of cash. But at the end of the day, for the Dallas Cowboys, as we talked about before, I don't think that they're willing to commit long-term until they see that the way that he behaves on game day and throughout the course of the year is going to be consistent with somebody that's going to do it long-term.
They did sign Javonte Williams.
Yeah, 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Good for him. Mm-hmm. Coming off an injury when he went over to Dallas, like out of Denver, played extremely consistent last year.
He was outstanding.
Yeah. We have another interview we're going to play now from when we were in San Francisco. And so this is former NFL wide receiver Victor Cruz. Victor played in the NFL for 7 years, had over 300 catches, 25 touchdowns, won the Super Bowl with the Giants in 2011 when they beat the Patriots. Thanks to Victor for coming in. Here he is, Victor Cruz. Victor Cruz, thanks for joining us, man.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you. Whenever you got to the league, because you come in undrafted, when you get to the league, when did you know, I can do this?
I think it was a two-parter. I think in practice, right, like you get to go up against the guys. That was my biggest test, like early on, was going up against guys like Terrell Thomas, Corey Webster, Aaron Ross, like just measuring my talent levels up against those guys, seeing if I can win on routes, seeing if my quickness and my ability was able to win on certain route combos and things like that. And then I was anxious to do it against an opposing team, or just another team where we prepare and we scheme and do the whole week of practice and do those things. So it was, again, the week one against the Jets when I was like, I did it in practice. Can I do it against another team when they know it's coming, or when they've prepared for us as well and they can see it coming? And when I performed against the Jets in that first preseason game, I think that's when I knew, like, okay, I can play at this level, and if I stay focused and stay locked in, I can really have a good career here.
In 2011 was like your breakout year.
Yeah.
What was it about that year that made you guys so exceptional? Was it the chemistry with Eli? Was it certain things that you worked on in terms of route running? Like, just talk about that year because it was amazing.
I think it was a couple of things. I think it was definitely the connection with Eli. I think for me specifically, the year before that was a lockout year, and I was the only guy that was local that Eli could throw with. And
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I remember him calling me, and I was like, is somebody pranking me? Is this Eli on my phone right here? Like, what? And he says, come up to Hoboken, I want to throw. And I was like, okay, we're about to go to some plush football field in Hoboken and like throw the ball around. Let me bring my cleats and like we were in the dog park in front of his Hoboken establishment, playing catch and throwing the ball around, and people were looking. It was like 8 a.m. and people were looking at us walking their dog like, is that Eli throwing the ball over there? And I think I got to ask him 100 questions on how he likes the routes to be run, on just understanding that offense a level deeper. And I think that helped me once I became a starter the following year, that like I already had a leg up in understanding the offense through his lens and how he wanted it ran. And in that particular offense, being a slot receiver, there was a lot going on, a lot of different options. You almost have to be an extension of the offensive line. When blitzes are coming, you just have to be aware of what's happening. And that wasn't always easy. So to have kind of a head start on that was really, really beneficial. So that helped early on and foremost. And then just the confidence level that the coaching staff had in me, in us. And they really put their all behind us. Coach Coughlin, our receiver coach, Coach Gilbride, who was our OC, he really believed in what he saw in all of us and put that to the forefront when he was scheming up plays week in and week out and putting us in the best positions to win, for Eli to hit us and make big plays.
When we've talked to people about Coach Coughlin, they love him, but they definitely say he wasn't a player's coach. What was he like to you?
The first day he came in, I'll never forget, he was like, I love all of you, but I'm going to treat you all differently. And I was like, okay, that's one way to go about it. But I love the guy, man. I think he never hid who he was. He was always a straight shooter. He always wanted the best for all of us. And I think he cared. I think contrary to what it may have looked like, I think he cared about the well-being of you individually. If you were going through something, I remember I had my injuries, and he would come up and ask me if I was okay, and I would get scared. I'm like, I'm doing great. I'm coming back. I'm feeling better this week. And he was like, I don't care about that. Like, how are you as a person? How are you emotionally doing? How are you at home? How's your family dealing with your injury, you being home more? And he wanted to get to know me. He wanted to know that stuff. So I think for me, I love the fact that he was a hard-nosed coach. That's all I ever had leading up to that point, with guys that were expected the most out of you and would curse you out a little bit if they need to. And if they didn't curse you out, that means they didn't love you, kind of thing. So I enjoyed that coaching style, and Coach Coughlin brought it each and every week.
We talked about that you were undrafted, but what was it like when you got the phone call that you made your first Pro Bowl? Because that's a special honor that not a lot of people get to say.
That was huge. I think that was the biggest thing. Obviously, coming from winning a Super Bowl the year before, the next goal was like, all right, let's make a Pro Bowl and let's be all pro and like, let's get on that list. And to get that phone call, and this is when the game was still in Hawaii, and it was still helmets and shoulder pads and like a game. And it was just everything I wanted it to be. It was, I grew up watching the Pro Bowl. I grew up watching Sean Taylor, decleat punters in the Pro Bowl. I grew up watching Ray Lewis move around, and just like, it was respected. It was a rite of passage to go to the Pro Bowl and bring your family, and just that whole week was always so special, and I really embraced it and loved it. And to be one of the guys to say I was a Pro Bowler was a special moment.
Victor, we appreciate the time.
No problem.
Yeah, loved watching you in the league, and appreciate your time here today.
Thank you so much.
Let's go, Victor.
Before we go, I'd like to say something to all of our listeners out there. There is something called the zipper. You familiar with the zipper? Not on the pants.
Oh, the zipper. No, I'm not.
Whenever you are merging into traffic,
Okay.
and other countries do it way better than we do in America,
Yes.
it is called the zipper. One in, one go. One in, one
Okay.
go.
They're better on the East Coast because of the roundabouts.
The interstate, I was watching some bad zipper today.
You weren't feeling it.
Well, some people want to be the freaking Mother Teresa and let 3 people go. Just let one. You're not going to get an award for letting 3 people go. Then some people will get right up on the butt of somebody else and not let a person go.
What's worse? The person that
The
Mother
letting 3
Teresa.
out. The person letting 3 out.
No, I hate the people.
Because that's worse, because there's going to be accidents. At least the one with the butt that's up on the butt, that's annoying. You're not a good person. But there's not going to be no accident because no one thinks they can pull out.
I'm on the opposite side of that. I hate the people that won't look at you and just ride the bumper and act like you're not even there. And you're just like, are you serious right
I don't
now?
like them either.
I want to jump out of the car
Yes.
and beat the living, you know what, out of them.
But I feel like that's safer than the people that are letting multiples because that second person's like, me, go gas, brake, There's something called a zipper. When you're
Okay.
going into traffic or you're letting people in traffic,
Yep.
let one person go.
One person in, one person
Go.
go.
Let one in, you go.
Okay.
The next person, let one in, they go. Don't
Okay.
let two in and don't keep all out. It's just amazing how incompetent people are on the road.
I sometimes will let two people go. I hope that we get into a situation
That's
where
the broken zipper.
you're trying to come into my lane today, and I'm gonna be like,
I always admire people that will just stick their car nose out in front, even if a car's coming.
oh yeah, and just like, hey, look, if you hit me, it's on you. I do appreciate the aggressive driving.
Yeah, I can admire it. I don't do that.
I don't either. I really don't want to get my car hit or anything like that, and
Me
then have to
either.
deal with that.
Same.
Yeah, I'd just be like, okay, dude, go.
So that's what I want to leave people with. Respect the zipper.
Respect the zipper.
One in, then you go. One in, then you go. Respect the zipper. That's all. All right, that's it for this week. Mike Castle,
God bless you.
Kickoff Kevin, Brandon Ray, I'm Bobby Bones. We will see you guys next week. Thanks to Victor Cruz for being on with us, although he did it like 3 weeks ago. So
Yeah, he wants to come back on.
thanks
he
in the
said.
past to Victor Cruz. We will see you guys next week. We've had lots to say. Goodbye, everybody.